I'm back to share more delicious Southeast Asian recipes with you that I have mastered over the years.
That is really good.
Inspired by the food that we cooked in my parents' Chinese restaurant. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Party time! And my travels. Bounce back, bounce back. These favourites are so simple to cook at home. Hello, Mama. Oh my God. So it's time to get your wok on.
Sweetness is my weakness, so if you're looking for the perfect ending to a meal, I've got you covered. Today, I'll be making you salivate hopelessly with sticky pineapple donuts with a spicy Asian kick. And my beautiful lace pancakes inspired by a Malaysian encounter. But first, I have a recipe that just won't wait. Banana and caramel spring rolls with a white chocolate and cardamom sauce.
There's something about a dessert that is just so naughty. I'm gonna be massively honest. When I was growing up, we didn't really have desserts in our house. Me, my brother and sister, my siblings, we love a pudding. We love desserts. We did have desserts in the restaurant. There was only one real proper Chinese one, which is called pingguojiao, which is toffee, apple and banana. So what I'm gonna cook today is a version of pingguojiao, a spring roll toffee banana. So very simple base ingredients, of course, bananas, as ripe as you can get because we're gonna deep fry them, but we want them nice and soft.
I'll also use some dulce de leche or caramel sauce, white chocolate, cardamom and double cream.
Can you see my mouth watering as I say that? It is so delicious. And let me tell you right now, one of the easiest things you're ever gonna make. Right, double cream into a pan. There we go. I mean, it is naughty, I'm not gonna lie. And then I'm gonna get cardamom seeds. We wanna taste this. This is an Asian flavor in a classic French white chocolate sauce.
For 600 milliliters of double cream, use around 10 cardamom seeds, crushed to release their distinct flavor.
Cardamon's quite an unusual flavor. It's very perfumed, and that's what you want. So husks and the seeds are all going in. This is coming up now to the boil. Gorgeousness now. Okay. White chocolate. There's just no way that you're not going to eat some of this in the process. So buy double the portion, which basically means you are going to have enough for your sauce.
About 200 grams of white chocolate should be just about right.
Okay, this is really beautiful and silky now. I'm being very careful not to bring this to the boil. So we're going to introduce our chocolate now. I'm just breaking these into slightly smaller bits because that's going to speed this up. Keep this stirring. 3 products in 5 minutes and you've created the most luxurious dipping sauce.
Turn the heat right down so the chocolate will melt slowly, while the aromatic cardamom continues to infuse.
That is so delicious.
That's the sauce. Now for the banana spring rolls.
So I'm using 4 bananas, but the most important thing is I'm going to cut them to size because I want them to feel beautifully uniformed. And then I'm literally just going to take the skins off them and I'm going to slice them in half now and I'm going to fill them up inside like a banana sandwich with the caramel sauce. So when you bite into it, you're going to get that lovely, sweet, caramel, beautiful, buttery flavour inside. My mouth is watering, I can't speak.
Small tins of caramel sauce can be found in any supermarket. If any's left over, you can just eat it with a spoon. It's delicious.
Okay. So, phyllo pastry, out of the packet, caramel sauce, out of a tin, bananas off a tree. Dead easy.
1 sheet of phyllo pastry per banana is perfect.
I've made tens of thousands of spring rolls in my life. All I'm gonna do is wrap it over, take it nice and easy, and I'm gonna find a really good vertical line just at the width of that banana. Okay, so now,
Add a tiny spoon of the dulce de leche.
just down here, spread it in. And then I'm gonna get a tiny bit of fine spice. This is heavy. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit. You can have a little tiny hint of that. Right, then we're gonna roll up. Nice and neat. Roll up, roll up. And just when we get to our tail, I've got a little bit of water, because I'm gonna seal. Look at that. Like the most perfect dessert cigar.
Once rolled, all that's needed is a hot wok with 2 centimetres of vegetable oil.
These aren't going to take very long. Oh, lovely. The phyllos are starting to bubble, which feels very exciting. Because I'm that type of person that gets excited about bubbling phyllo. This one's done. Come on, you. Come on. There you go. There you go. Gorgeous. That's how easy it is. A couple of minutes. There's no way that I couldn't do this, which is drip on my white chocolate, cream, and cardamom sauce with my fried banana. Oh, pop. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Heaven, I've got the 5 spice, which has made it really sweet with the banana, the caramel, and then a tiny hint of perfume from that cardamom.
Sprinkle with crushed pink peppercorns to serve.
There is nothing easy about the complex flavours just there, but as you see, it's so easy to make. 100% delicious.
I'm always on the lookout for good food, so when I discovered this next dish, I was mesmerised.
I was out in Malaysia a few years ago and I just walked past the most incredible, beautiful stainless steel, almost a container. And there was a guy there that was making the most beautiful dessert I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, they're called lace pancakes. It's a very simple batter mixture, but it's about how you cook it to make almost a doily of dessert. If you've ever made a pancake at home, which we all have, you can make this dish, but it's gonna be unlike any pancake you've ever eaten. So, before we kick off with the batter, I'm gonna make a nut brittle. That's gonna go on the side.
All you need for this is 125 grams of granulated sugar and 75 grams of macadamia nuts.
Hot pan on. You need a really, really non-sticky, licky pan because we are literally dealing with hot sugar just here.
Cover the bottom of the pan in the sugar.
Okay, this is now starting to melt down. Now, and let's just coat all of our macadamia nuts. Take off that heat. Okay. I've got this baking sheet. It's got to cool down on there. I'm gonna smash it up later and serve it with the pancakes.
You can use other kinds of nuts if you prefer, but I love a macadamia. They just remind me of Asia.
So over to our batter. Coconut milk is going to replace our normal milk that you would put in a standard batter. Now, that's our little bit of Asian flavour. Coconut is used all across Malaysia and Indonesia and the whole southeast part of Asia. Dolly, stop it now. We can't play ball. I'm about to make lace pancakes. Come on. God, I'm so sorry. As I was saying, I've got here coconut milk. Standard plain flour, normal eggs, but then some turmeric. And it's the turmeric, just a teaspoon of this. It's gonna add a gorgeous color to this pancake, which gives you that beautiful sense of we are out in Malaysia, where all the colors are slightly different. So we'll just mix that through there.
Whisk 2 eggs into 300 millilitres of coconut milk before adding it to the flour.
Now, can you see that yellow now? Can you see that turmeric that's colouring our gorgeous batter? My friends take the mick out of me because I use my shoulders when I cook. When I'm stirring, I'm doing this. When I'm tossing the wok, I'm doing that. But I always think it's a little bit like a cardio workout. You kind of work up for your dinner. When I was out in Malaysia, this gorgeous man had this little plastic contraption with little tiny udders on, filled it up with batter, and it kind of circled the pan and left this beautiful lace design. But I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use just a squeezy container. OK, batter's made. Oh, that is satisfying.
This needs a flat pan on a medium to high heat, generously brushed with oil.
Right, the pan's hot, we're going in.
Love it. I have had a bit of practice, but it doesn't take long to master.
Top tip, when you're squeezing out your batter, what you want to do is you don't overcook it on the pan, because when it goes crispy, it's going to start breaking. It's got to be soft still.
Time to roll it, but take care.
This is so simple, but it looks like loads of effort's gone into it, which is like all about fooling your guests, isn't it? Take a picture of that, I'll put that on my wall.
Now I've just got to smash up the caramel brittle.
So my beautiful lace pancakes, all the way from Malaysia. There's so much story behind those little fluffy, beautiful doilies of flavour, served with some coconut ice cream, the macadamia nut brittle, and a little bit of coriander. 2 references of Asia there, the turmeric and the coriander. Oh, it's so good. You just get that tiny hint of salty batter. You get that coconut milk coming through. You know it's a pancake, it's delicious. With macadamia nuts, oh, it's amazing.
I hope you've left room for one more, because my final sweet ending is sure to bowl you over.
One of my absolutely favourite places to eat is Singapore. And when you go to Singapore, they have these incredible little tiny tarts called pineapple tarts. And it's kind of a very, very buttery pastry. And then a mound of this pineapple jam on top. And you get them in jars. And I can probably get through about 15 jars for breakfast. So I'm going to do a version of all of those flavours now. It's a pineapple jam stuffed donut rolled in sugar and star anise. I mean, if your mouth isn't watering right now, what is wrong with you? So, I have got 75 grams of water in a saucepan, and I'm just gonna heat that through with 60 grams of butter. So let's get that one on nice and slow. Then whilst that's heating up, I'm gonna add 250 grams of strong flour into a bowl, okay? I'm adding 60 grams of plain sugar because it adds a tiny bit of sweetness to the donut, but also as well, it helps colour. So when you're frying, you never get a gorgeous, beautiful golden brown. I'm adding 7 grams of fast-acting yeast and a tiny little pinch of salt. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. There we go.
Add 2 eggs before turning on the mixer and slowly add the melting butter.
Oh, there we go. So gorgeous when this happens.
The mixing process can be done by hand, but who can be bothered?
How are we doing? That was about 5 minutes. Here we go. Lovely. We're gonna leave her to prove for an hour. We wanna get some nice height into there. And whilst that's happening, I'm gonna make the pineapple jam for inside. And this is so easy. We've got some fresh pineapples here. Okay, we're literally gonna slice down like this. Now, because these are gonna stew for about 45 minutes with some water and a tiny dash of sugar, it's gonna break down all the fibres in this pineapple. So obviously, the smaller the pieces, the quicker it will break down. Oh my God, it's so sweet. It's so lovely. Okay. This is kind of Saturday afternoon. You've been at work all week. Breathe. You're gonna have your pajamas on in about 3 hours in front of the TV, and you're just gonna reach over for a pineapple stuffed donut. I mean, this is just gorgeous, huh? Give yourself a tiny bit of water, just a dash. A little sprinkling of sugar, those flavours. You could, if you wanted to, experiment with this. Put a bit of cinnamon in there, maybe. Put a little bit of star anise. It's entirely up to you, but we're gonna go naked today.
I'll leave the pineapple on a medium heat for around 45 minutes.
I would probably actually make these when Mum and Papa came over on a Sunday as a nice little treat in the afternoon with a cup of tea. It's perfect whenever, really.
After making a fuss of Dolly and a quick cuppa, I hear the dough calling me.
Hello. Look at her. Nice and bouncy. That is literally like my stomach. We're just gonna dust down our counter. This is where we go and have loads of fun. And then we're gonna get our dough and we're gonna punch the air out of it, okay? So we just wanna get rid... Oh, did you see that? Oh, that was so satisfying. It smells like donuts. Funny that, because it is donuts. But it's that smell. Right, on our board, use our hands just to flatten it out slightly. We want it to be about 1.5 centimetres, approximately.
Shape the donuts using a cookie cutter to keep them nice and uniform. Super simple.
Then we're going to place them onto these individually cut baking sheets. Now, this is really important because it's going to make it so much easier to get them into the oil because it is going to go a little bit sticky, okay? So now these sit for 15 minutes and they will start to rise again, which gives me a moment to clear up this mess.
Now, I'm not one to sugarcoat things in life, but when it comes to my donuts...
Now, this is an Asian recipe, so we're going to use normal standard sugar, and I'm going to add to this star anise. Now, you may have seen star anise. It's the really, really hard star-shaped spice. It is such a wonder product. So, we're not going to use a huge amount. Now, this is chili. Don't think I've gone nuts, but chili and sugar goes really well, just to give it a tiny bit of heat, but also the colour. Let's give that a nice little mix. And after our donuts are cooked and stuffed, I'm gonna roll them in this beautiful Asian-inspired sugar coating.
It's been almost 45 minutes. Time to check on the pineapple for the jam.
So once this pineapple is cooked and broken down, I'm just gonna whack it in a food processor and blitz it, and that is basically your pineapple jam. I'm probably gonna use half of this for the donuts, and the other half I'm gonna smear on my toast tomorrow morning.
Those donuts aren't going to cook themselves. First step is to heat the oil.
We want this to be at 160. Any hotter than 160, they're probably gonna be doughy on the inside. So we are at 161. Creeping. Okay, time to go in. So, let's be very, very careful. Okay, so let's peel that off and let's get you in. Cooking puddings are a very, very different discipline. It's always going to be a slower, slightly more methodical process. And so it's nice to take that little moment out of your life just to make little pillows of happiness. No, it's like apple bobbing. Gorgeous. Look at that now. That one looks like my nose.
Three minutes on each side is all that's needed. After cooling, they can be rolled in the star anise and chili sugar.
So I've decanted the pineapple jam into this syringe with a very long nozzle to get right into the centre of it. I'm going to find a nice little natural hole at the side, and I'm going to whack in my syringe, and I'm going to pump it full of our homemade pineapple jam. I'm just going to wait for it to squidge. Perfect. So there you have my sweet endings. Whether you're looking for a banana in a spring roll with white chocolate and cardamom, a lace pancake, delicate and soft and beautiful with coconut ice cream and nut brittle, or a good old donut stuffed with pineapple with a tiny bit of chili on the outside, finishing your meal will never, ever be so satisfying. Oh my God, yeah.